Hello again. Welcome back to Project Zomboid. Welcome back to my beautiful farm. Today I'm going to teach you how to play Project Zomboid better, with greater arete, soundness of mind, body, and character. But a life of greater arete, it requires that you first let go of what you don't know, and set out beginning with what you do know. The blessed man cuts a path and fells trees. In so doing, he leaves space for the mind to flourish and sing a new song unto the day. We weed the old, plowing the way for new young crops. Before sundown, we prepare to rest. My ancestors did not know this life. I have not known want, and for their ancient sacrifice, I can know comfort in my time. And so just before sundown, I prepare a shelter in the midst of my enemies, now covered in secret and sheltered from adversity. I pray a speedy flight for my ancestors, for their sacrifice was not in vain. Today in Project Zomboid, we secure a sound, safe homestead. My abode is a beautiful, cozy shack, now outfitted with mechanics, farming, secret windows, a weapons cabinet, a library, and a humble bed. Beds now actually have use because they have different levels of quality. We can also build a fire, creating home and hearth. But the seasonal temperatures remain cold and unforgiving, and I'm forced inside more often than I would like. Days little durable, frost freezes the land, until the seasons now begin to change anew. My grove is now hidden and cleared, and expelled of parasites. And now, despite all our work, comes that unlikely entropic force that evades definition, time, and you always seem to run out of it. Our treasure hoard is dwarfed in comparison, and yet there still is hope. Time counts, and so do we. We count each and every day, acquiring and enlarging, expanding. No, your efforts are not in vain. I am large, and I am a vessel for my ancestors. For them I was put unto this world. To thrive, to contend, to be triumphant over the unforgiving minute, to live and to breathe. I am a sustainer, and like Atlas, I carry the world on my shoulders. And sustenance can thrive in the spring. The sighting of a pink tree makes me utterly baffled, really. Who would have thought spring was so close? Foraging may bring berries now. No berries so far, but other junk materials, and we're certainly around the corner from spring. With late snows, it's staying light out later still. And a fresh harvest is an opportunity, and with a small harvest we sustain our weight. Hope remains, and we confront the last foes with extreme justice, thriving. Now we find deliverance, but not for a while. It won't be safe. We achieve our end, obtain what's rightfully ours, and even more. 2 M9 pistols, and a whole box of 9mm rounds. They won't be useful for a while, but in a while I'll have something great. Now a few remain, and a police deputy jacket is ours, another holster, as well as a hat. But the remaining garages and stables are not completely fruitless. There is some stuff in here. Another generator as well. We'll leave it for now, it's too much. More than we need. And what of this home? Belts, nothing in the dresser. A book on electricity, good for our cause, magazines, and a radio we'll take. Though that's about all we've found in all of these houses. This'll take us a generous portion of the way toward being able to hotwire. Obtaining a car would be huge now, and we add to our armory. Again, and as always, we take to learning, knowledge, and the enlightenment of man, now accelerating slowly but surely to an exponential rate into the night, deep, deep in the night, even deeper into the night, and all the way to the dawn. Until early in the morning, enlightenment is ours. And now for taking apart one radio, we gain almost 2 experience points. Far better than we did with this before. Again in the morning, we set out. There's so much to uncover each time we pass. In so few games other than Project Zomboid do successive trips to the same location reveal new and hidden secrets. Removing propane tanks, removing light bulbs, dismantling televisions, to some of which these items can even have power restored. All of this adds up, and in just a little time, we'll soon have enough in order to hotwire cars. Though drinking a whole bottle of wine, I'm beginning to feel better. Inebriated, only slightly depressed now, and overall better able to travel lightly. In the distance here, there should be one new set of homes. Secretly, we cross the countryside and make our way to a little-known corner of civilization, all the while creeping steadily inward and averting any sound. I think I'm safe here. Only one or a couple inside. I need to stay quiet. This place is safe now, though we steal away and sleep to steal away while life and liberty are still at stake. In the morning, more opportunities arise. This house is a treasure hoard. We spend the morning in study, but with a flash, I'll be off again early, and I'll be gone, and before long, I'm out the door, with company close behind. Rocking on. Fortunately, in agrarian zones, enemies are spread out, and there's plenty of opportunities at manipulation and evasion. Be hard to kill, hard to catch, hard to see if you can help it. Ooh, fire extinguisher. Rare find, but not very valuable. We'll leave it for now, we know its location. More homes offer opportunities. Neighbors, televisions. And at long last, we reach electricity level 1. This is sufficient for hot wiring. Now we need 2 levels of mechanics. A pistol, something for our work, and a better jacket, far better than ours. A room sealed shut in a malaise. A presence. That was anticlimactic. Another home, a memory, and something for our efforts, a footlocker. We can move this and bring it with us. It's worthwhile. That's almost everything in this part of the world. There remains to me here one last searchable location, a collection of warehouses I know of, guarded by a few, but mostly far from civilization. This place has many, many boxes, and we should at least be able to find a box of shotgun shells, shovel, a lot of industrial equipment here, survival goods. This is exactly what we need. More of this. Really a place which might be worth relocating to. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's enough to secure safe lodging. Do you want to see a magic trick? Cabbages are magic. Cars are magic. And many failures will culminate in knowledge and destroyed seating. But at least I'm trying. We really did a number on this one. It's completely destroyed now. We can uninstall mufflers and windows. We try hard to understand the car, the noble machine. We uninstall doors and leave them on the ground. Eventually the rainstorm kicks in and we're left out in the open. It's time to go home again. The seasons are clearly changing here, but not for the better. The climate is still unforgiving as ever. Thunderstorms have begun and we retreat to our home. Finally, our potato crops have borne seeds and we begin the harvest. The harvest yields knowledge, and it's enough to keep us going through the next year. Our cabbages too bear seeds. These too we add to the cornucopia, and so in the nourishing rain we make our feast. Oh, this also is the cause of some alarm. We have to eat 100 cabbages and potatoes in about 2 days before they spoil. So get ready to gain a lot of weight. And we repackage the remaining seeds for the next harvest. We'll need to exercise vigorously to keep this up. And we exercise at light speed. And we eat and eat and eat. Almost constantly, until we're finally gaining weight rapidly again. We'll get out of being very underweight, even if it takes 28 full cabbage heads. Before long, it's time once again to set out on our way. Cabbages in tow, spears also in tow, with the neighborhood nearly cleared, and only a few items left. I harvest the last cabbage. I've now eaten about 70 cabbages in 3 days. My skills rival Joey Chestnut, and I have about 8 cabbage seed packets. More than enough to keep me alive for a long time. It's time for more hell raising. I am the Burger King, the Cabbage Patch Kid, potato masher, javelin tosser, and that's enough for me. I've now gotten very handy with spears. I can one-shot very often. Often enough. Good for sustainable living. Good for moving. Fast travel. And before long we're walking back up the road. A steady march to the west again. It'll be a long time before we can head back to Muldraw, but for now we head to farm towns. There's so much to be done out here. It's so much new land to explore. 1, 2, 2... Map. 3, 4, 5. It's time to scout out a new area. While I think this land is overrun, we should be able to find out whether this town is worth looting. But there's one just a little bit further up the road with what appears to be a car. With a car, more infestations, and a set of homesteads. Might not be worth riling up yet, but exploration for future possibilities. I'd say I've seen my fill here though. We'll need to arm up before we come here again. I might even bring along the shotguns. That's enough. We'll rest here for the night. Slumbers call me to rest. Early in the morning I rise and set back on the road. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Managing their ebb and flow. 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's enough. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And now something rather curious happens. We encounter zombies of the rural life. All clad in denim. But no armaments are enough against the endless tide. And supply chains are long and unsustainable. It's time to stop. It's time to stop. The only way my character will get much stronger, the only way Gerald Williams will get much stronger is by gaining mechanic skills so that he can hotwire cars. I want to send him east to Muldraw, but first, I can't let all these cabbages and potatoes go to waste. So I'm going to spend the next 2 days in here eating cabbages that are slowly rotting. And in this fashion, he'll become fat and stronger. That's right, I'm going to spend 2 days just standing here, eating cabbages and potatoes, becoming depressed as I go. And in this fashion, I learned to fight again. We eat all of the cabbages, and now we get started on the potatoes. Literally an entire day of eating. By the end of the potatoes, we're back up to 68 kilograms. It's time to sleep, and we wake back up to a new harvest of potatoes. This brings us to about 3 straight days of eating, and about 10 kilograms worth of potatoes and cabbages eaten. We're now only regularly underweight and will soon be normal again. I've just been standing in my house eating potatoes and becoming bored and depressed. When I'm not doing anything else, I just rest in bed. And that brings us back up to 75 kilograms. We're pretty much a normal weight now. The snows have returned to the land, covering the earth once more. We've now actually got rid of the underweight trait at 76 kilograms. This means that we're going to be stronger in combat. Time to go test this out after I grab a few more potatoes for the journey ahead. And with that, we're prepared to set out for the journey ahead. Let's see how we fare now in combat. One shot. Anything can be done now. We'll learn mechanical skills on these cars once again, taking them apart and reassembling them. We uninstall practically every part of the car until we get 1 level of mechanics. At long last, this will raise our chances at success. Now we can complete many operations without a hitch. I've practically destroyed all the parts of this car, but it's meant for practice. And now, through an ungodly amount of light bulb installation spam, we're about halfway there to mechanics level 2. 70 more XP to go. Probably one of the longest and most tedious skill grinds you can get. Especially if you don't have a mechanics skill book like me. We return home to completely harvest the fields. We actually have too much food now. We could leave some of these potatoes in a crate and bag the rest of the seeds. And with all that, it's back off to McCoy for one last trip. And though I don't have a watch, this walk through nature reveals it must be somewhere in early spring. Too much has changed for it to still be winter. And we arrive back at McCoy, now repossessed. But not for long. I arrive back stronger, ready to do battle and contend. And poke. These cars are in better condition. Not perfect condition, but they'll be enough for me to train. So with that, we get to work, making it a point to train on one car. And now, after having just destroyed so many cars, we finally have level 2 of mechanics and level 1 of electrical. This means we can hotwire cars. I'm getting into the Fossoil truck and hotwiring. This car should be okay to hotwire. I don't know if it contains gas though. Well, let's find out. Hotwiring engine, hotwiring engine, hotwiring engine. And we got it working. Yes! But the engine doesn't look good here. We might need to try different cars. I've already dismantled this one too. If we take a look at this one, its engine appears to be in decent condition, but maybe it's out of gas and it's dead. How about this car? 1, 2, we've got it, and dead engine. Well, here we spend our night at McCoy. The coast is clear, but we couldn't find a car. We tamed all the skills we need to hotwire one. It's unfortunate, but now I think we need to repair one of these trucks, and we can head straight back into the belly of the beast. There must be an engine or a working car in Muldraw somewhere, and I intend to find it next time. If we can secure a car, we'll pretty much be able to, we can go anywhere after that. Of course, we need to be careful with the car, but time's a wasting. I hope you learned a little bit about car dismantling and gaining skills in it. If you're playing on anything other than the CDDA challenge, there will probably be working cars somewhere. I've never seen car spawn this bad, but I think we're gonna leave it there for today. Lots of progress has been made, and I take pride in this. As always, a major thanks to the AA support group. God bless each and every one of you. What lies in store next for Gerald Williams? God only knows. God only knows. As always, my name's Ambiguous Amphibian, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye. Goodbye. And on the 9th day, Hippodates said to Ezekiel, "Slaughter the fattened calf." And at the return of my eldest son, Jebediah, there was mourning and great sorrow in the hall.